Black. Well, it's been so long and lonely. Let her get back.
The Casuals, episode 4. And Joe, we have a special... Joe!
What?
Joe!
What? What's going on? What are you doing? You scared of me, Al?
Someone's beside you.
What the fuck is going on?
Jack Poyntz from the United Community Channel.
Yes, sir.
How are you, pal?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, we're all right.
Thanks for having me.
I feel like I'm going through football withdrawals.
Oh,
Do you know what I mean?
Major League, but we have to be careful.
Why?
Because football is actually on, but...
I know, yeah, well, but you know, a really low standard of football. But yeah, I suppose there's men kicking balls around the field.
Yeah,
But,
there is for their national teams, and giving it
like
their
the
all.
brilliant Armenia and Hungary. Woo!
Yeah. Exhilarating stuff.
That's true.
We nearly got a great result.
No, we didn't.
We nearly did.
No, we didn't. We nearly didn't.
Joe,
we nearly didn't not get a terrible
for
result.
our standards, it would have been a monumental result.
Nothing like an L5 in the back, is there?
No.
Half of the team on the back line. You love to see it.
We do have a fantastic keeper, and potentially, definitely our best keeper since Shay Given.
Shay Given, definitely.
Yeah,
better.
easily.
I would say better than Shay
Do you think
Given.
so?
Yeah, I was only having this conversation watching the match with me mate, and I was like, class. Like if Kelleher was playing back then, like we would have been a completely different team.
He's the only real good player we have when you think about it.
Yeah, he
You
is.
know what I mean? Like, and there was a lot of talk of Evan Ferguson the last couple of years. I think he's struggling even now over in Italy, you know, so...
Yeah.
I think he's still only 20 years old, and you know, as well, you see it a lot with strikers, especially young strikers. It takes time for them to develop.
Absolutely.
It takes time for them to, essentially develop those instincts as a striker. Erling Haaland is obviously the exception, but I think Evan Ferguson, there is something about him. He, especially his all-round game too. Like he's a good footballer outside of being a good striker.
Yeah, you'd hope he would stay injury free because he's had a couple of niggles, hasn't he, the last couple of years, you know.
Yeah.
And sometimes you can be too good too soon as well. You know, he had that amazing season with Brighton, and he was being touted as being a £100 million player, and you know, you can't sustain that, like you said, at such a young age.
Yeah, but I think as well, if you look at examples like Gyökeres, who really came into his own, Osimhen as well, players like that who came into their own around 25, 26, and people are talking about them being, you know, the best strikers in Europe. Yeah. Not saying that Evan Ferguson will get to that level. Hopefully he does. But there is potential there for him to grow as a player.
Absolutely. Yeah,
you know?
absolutely.
But with Kelleher, going back to him, honestly, it shows you how good Alisson is. That he was kept out, you know.
Yes.
Kept out of that Liverpool team. You know, he does all the right things. You know, he commands his area. His pass and his distribution is great.
His positioning is brilliant.
Positioning as well. He makes himself look so big and, you know, for one-on-ones. And he's a fantastic shot stopper. Like he is.
Well, if he's saving penalties from Ronaldo, with his toes. Like,
With
come
his
on. That is a shot stopper right there. And not even not panicking and coming out off the line. He stayed on the line and he just made his mind up, and he went for it. He went wrong, but he still saved it with his foot, and it was amazing.
I feel like he shouldn't be at Brentford.
Well, they got him for a snip.
Yeah.
They got him for a
They
snip.
really did.
You
What
know?
did he get him for? Was he?
I think it was below 30 million, was it?
Was it below 30? I was thinking below 20, was it?
Yeah, maybe
No.
so. I'll do
That's
a little
what
bit
we're
of
now
Googling.
Google now. But like goalkeepers aren't that expensive, are they? You can get down for the bag of chips.
You can't get the
Everyone except United.
Yeah. Well, Lamans, we paid 18 million.
That's cheap.
Yeah, but we got him from was it the Belgian league? No, where did we get Lamans from? The Belgian league, yeah.
Yeah.
18 million.
18 million as well.
18 million they got Kelleher for Brentford.
Ah, you know, I should have got him.
Bloody hell.
Yeah.
Couldn't though.
Yeah, you can't. It's just not possible.
Yeah.
I think there
Maybe
was.
those.
I think there's 2 or 3 players that made the direct switch. Now I don't know who they were, but I think there are 2 or 3 players that made
70s,
a straight
80s,
swap.
is it?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's plenty that have played for both, like Michael Owen, Paul Ince, but I think the direct move from one to the other, I think there's only 2 or 3. But
It's sacrilege. It can't. It
well.
can't be done. I go back to Heinze when he requested a transfer to Liverpool. If you can remember that was 2007. And I
He
remember
was mental though.
he was a great player.
Great player.
He was a really good left back for us. Now Evra was just as good, but I liked Heinze. I think Heinze defensively, dare I say, was actually better than Evra.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't disagree with you.
Yeah.
I was only watching highlights the other day of the Arsenal game where, you know, when they were going for 50 in a row or 50 games unbeaten at Old Trafford.
Yes.
And Heinze was playing left back that day and he was an absolute animal.
Yeah.
Absolute animal.
You were looking at highlights of that match?
It's the only thing you can watch, Joe, where Man United are good. You can't watch games at the moment and United are good. It's the old games.
Oh, I love that. It's like a fantasy. It's like, let's go back to the old days.
We've become what we dislike, because Liverpool fans were like that years ago, where they'd reminisce about the 80s, you know.
I'm the opposite. I burn the old pictures. Like, do you know what I mean? If I can't look at old relationships, I need to just cut that shit off. You just think about the now. You think about the present.
Do you not even get sentimental, emotional, thinking about those Fergie years?
Yeah, but I like to not think about it.
It just gets you down.
It's just like if I'm
It
sleeping at
does,
night,
yeah.
it'll keep me up and I'll be like, I miss them.
Yeah, it does. It compounds the sadness 100%. People think it's an escape, but it's actually not.
Yeah.
It's not. You know?
It's like my ma still has me dad's ashes in the sitting room. They should be like in a graveyard or something like that. You put that shit away. You don't need to carry that stuff with you. You don't need to be reminded of, oh, wait, how great it was.
Yeah.
No. Because they'll just disappoint you more.
Well, I mean, looking at it now, we've got a big game on Sunday.
We do.
I spoke to my brother-in-law yesterday, and I couldn't believe what he said. He believes they are there for the taking, considering their form. But I think they're just going to roar back, and I don't know. I think we're the ones who are in for another rude awakening on Sunday. I don't have much confidence going into it.
You've been wrong about this before. And I'm hoping you're wrong again.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm playing a game.
Yes.
It's one of them fixtures that you just never know what way it's going to go, you know. And I think a lot of it is down to you never know what kind of United team is going to show up.
Yeah.
You know, the inconsistency levels of them. And now look, Liverpool are going through their blip, and you can say that now is probably the best time to play them. And we were very close to beating them in Anfield last year. And Martinez scored, and I think Ahmad got the equaliser right at the end, I think.
That was our best performance.
Yeah,
under Amram.
absolutely.
100% it was.
I just have a feeling there's a performance in this team, and a statement performance. It's long overdue under Amram. You know,
A statement performance.
yeah, just a real statement performance where you just go out and make a statement. It has to come eventually if they're going to give him time. No better place to do it than Anfield.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Well, I think it's definitely... I mean, we were talking 2 weeks ago about how much time he has left, and I mean, I was talking about... I'd seen some of your videos as well. Everyone was under the impression that, you know, his time is up. I had mentioned that they're not going to sack him now because they have to pay out 12 million. They'll wait until November because I think
drops to 4.
Drops to 4 million. And I, you know, within Ineos and the cost cutting measures, I thought they might do that. But it seems that they are backing him. And it seems as if there's going to be a bit of a slow build until this project, this idea, you know, from Ineos's point of view, and Wilcox and Barada comes to full fruition. Whether that happens or not, we don't know.
yeah, well, look, if he goes and loses 30 games in a row, he's not going to get 3 years, like what Jim Ratcliffe said. But in a way, I'm kind of happy that they're backing him, because it's been so... I mean, the instability of the club over the last decade has been just absolutely out of this world. So, and I mean, look at previous managers only in the last 10 years. I mean, Arteta is obviously getting a lot of time. Granted, he hasn't won anything with his own team yet, but it took Klopp 5 years to win a league, you know?
True.
Wow.
Guardiola came in, I think he finished third in his first season, got a couple of billion thrown behind him, and all of a sudden, you know, they're instantly challenging. So, I like Amram. The one thing that breaks my heart is his stubbornness to change, you know, and it's everybody's problem at the moment. Just
we've spoken about that at length.
Yeah. So look, I want him to do well, like every manager. I don't want any manager at United to be sacked, but I think if he changes and tweaks a couple of things, we have a really good 4-3-3 team in that current squad. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Really good. But look, if this is his decision, they're sticking with him. We all just have to ball in behind him.
Didn't he tweak it against... I was saying that he tweaked it a little. It felt like he tweaked it against Sunderland in the last match because he was desperate and he was like, all right, I'll fucking throw his a bone.
Yeah, I think...
And it worked.
I think
he stayed with 3 at the back, but
he
tweaked
I think
something
the
in the
Mason
middle,
Mount effect. I think the Mason Mount effect when he plays in the front 3, he nearly plays not as one of them 2-10s, sometimes nearly as a false 9, and 2 lads drop in behind him, and it nearly congests the midfield a little bit more. In terms of out and out formation, he didn't change it, but I think it's all down to the wing backs, because if you have play coming up one side, you get one inverting to make up the 3 in midfield. I mean, like,
there's only one natural wing back.
There's only one natural wing back in Dargu, and I like when Matsraoui plays on the right hand side, because he's got the brains to tuck in and maybe make up that extra one in midfield. But it seems to be a very difficult formation to play, and what Amram expects, and it seems to be very fluid, but it also seems.
Do you think it's definitely? Yeah, I did think it was a system issue. I'm 50-50 on whether it's a system issue or it's a personnel issue. But then again, it's a bit of a clear indicator when we just mentioned there, Dorgu is the only natural wing back that you can play. Don't get me started on that other fucking Aegis. Honestly.
Who? Delor, yeah. But when you're talking about a system issue there, when you look at the individuals, it's been the same lads that have been making mistakes. They were making mistakes 5 years ago, 3 managers ago. Maguire gets caught in the halfway line, Luke Shaw, Delor, Onana a couple of times. They've been making mistakes under other managers. So I don't think it's all down to the system, and like the biggest issue from last season was not scoring enough goals. And we've got a brand new forward line that I think, when they click, I think they'll score bucket loads of goals. You look at the XG.
Like we're slowly building towards them clicking.
Yeah, we've got the highest XG in the league.
What's XG?
Expected goals. Yeah. So it goes on chance creation. Should you score this? And we've got the highest.
Yeah.
But we've also got the lowest goals in correlation to your XG in the top 5 leagues in Europe. So we should be scoring a lot more goals. Yeah. And I think that is potentially down to the fact that you've got 3 new forwards playing together. Yeah. And if it does click.
Well, I am, Joe will tell you, I'm very, very excited at the prospect of Šeško. I think he's got something about him. His all-round game is fantastic. His hold-up play.
Link-up play.
Brilliant. Yeah. For a lad of his size as well, to be so good with that, little intricate link-up play, very exciting. Yeah. But the hold-up play excites me so much. And I think and fair play to Hyland, he's having a great spell at the moment.
He's not. Don't believe it.
We're going to get 50 million. He is. Don't believe it. Don't believe it. Keep being happy. We'll get 50 million for him.
Well, look, I mean, the Hyland scores 2 goals in a week and everyone is losing their fucking shit over it. You know what I mean? Now, again, you're right, because we want him to continue to score. Yeah. Because we want him to go on a permanent. But he scores 2 goals in a week, and all of a sudden people are saying, oh, that's because, De Bruyne with 2 assists, he's got a real playmaker behind him now. Bruno Fernandes was creating more in the Premier League than Kevin De Bruyne was, and Hyland still couldn't score. Hyland's conversion rate is actually worse for Napoli than it was for us last year. If you look at now I'm not big stats, but let's judge it over. But like you said, let's hope he continues to score. But I think we've got a massive.
So you just think it's freak occurrence?
Yeah, what do you think it is if he's banging in and screamers like gorgeous goals? Crackers.
First of all, I don't think there's anywhere near as much pressure playing for the likes of a Napoli than there is a United, and that's not United bias or we're a bigger club or anything like that. Obviously, we are a bigger club. I think the Serie A is easier.
For sure.
Absolutely.
Lack of intensity.
Lack of intensity. I think maybe coming away from Man United, there's a weight lifted off of his shoulders. New players, different system, maybe there, you know what I mean? So there can be a number of different factors. But
if he goes on, he bangs in like 35, 40 goals, and we're like, oh, great, we'll get 50 million for him. Are you not kind of thinking then, well, actually, maybe we'll hang on to this little peach?
Yeah, but what is he going to come back as?
Yeah.
We've already got Šeško. You know,
But what if Sesko doesn't show up? But
Yeah.
like, we're getting too excited. We're getting ahead of ourselves with Sesko here as well, I think. We're already painting the picture that... No, I know I'm giving a hypothetical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, like, he could still
for me,
be...
I know, I get where you're coming from. It's more so the eye test with me and what I'm seeing from Sesko. It does excite me. But I get you. It could fall flat, you know... Could fall flat in its arse like it did
I think
with
he's a
Highland.
smarter player as well, Sesko, than Highland. Like Highland, you've seen Highland so many times that season, and he's out on the halfway line, you know, battling with two defenders when he should be 20 yards further up the field. You know what I mean? Trying to get in on off the shoulder. Highland's link-up play we mentioned with Sesko was so good. Highland's was atrocious.
I think that's down to Amram, though.
Abhorrent.
I 100% think that's down to Amram. He even has Bruno Fernandes playing in a defensive midfield role. He doesn't, like, he tries to close the gaps too much, and then he leaves nothing up front. He's way too back heavy then, like.
Yeah.
And
maybe
they can't spring forward. Whereas if Highland had the freedom, and we look at him on the pitch, and we're not seeing what's being told to him in the background, but you'd have to think when you compare how he's playing now to how he played then, he's playing a lot. He was playing a lot deeper. Now he's playing a lot more free.
Yeah.
And he has De Bruyne behind him. And I know you were saying that Bruno Fernandes was creating amazing chances, but I don't know. I think it's all Amram.
You're not a fan, are you?
I hate him. I think he should have been gone over the summer. I couldn't believe that he came back for another fucking season. It's like, Jesus Christ, when are we going to learn?
Yeah.
What was it, 18?
I think they needed to, over the summer, they needed to give him pre-season to see what he was going to do. And
how did he do in pre-season?
He done good. Pre-season was very, very positive.
Was it?
Very positive. You know, the atmosphere around the camp supposedly was brilliant. Everyone seemed to be buying into what he was trying to do. So...
Well, it still seems to be the case.
Yeah, it is.
From what we hear, the players are...
We've seen so many times under previous managers, negativity leaking out through the media, you know.
Yeah.
Players are not happy with this, players are not happy with that, you know.
You get drips.
That, lad.
Yeah,
you get it. There's none of that with Amram. There's absolutely none of it. I think the players are buying into it completely.
Well, he said it in press conferences after one of the matches. He was like, "Oh, the
Grimsby,
the Grimsby game.
the Grimsby match," and he threw the players under the bus. Basically, he was saying, you know, they showed their respect for me out there on the pitch or something.
That's one thing that annoys me. He says so many different things after games.
Yeah,
you know, and I'm talking about the losses. Like one game he'll say, as you mentioned, the Grimsby, he'll throw the players under the bus and say, "Oh well, they're not, you know, cooperating with the system that I'm trying to implement." Then the next game, he'll say, "Oh well, I'm defiant, and I think, you know, things will come good." It's like, make up your mind on what your thought process here is, you know, because that's confusing.
Yeah, it is. Look, it is confusing. It's confusing to us looking in, and I don't mind having a manager that's, you know, wears his heart on his sleeve and might say things that are not right. As long as the message he's getting across to the players is the right one, that's all that really matters at the end of the day. The Monday to Friday, you know. And look, you can have all of the speculation throughout, you know, what we do and you know, what's the right way to go about it, and, you know, is he the right man for the job? I think ultimately any manager needs time. I don't think enough people realise either how fucking shit United have been and how badly run we've been over the last decade as well, you know. So
terribly.
Maybe a bit of stability might not work for the short term, and Amram might not be there in 5 years' time, but maybe a bit of stability for a year or two is what's needed to maybe give us that next step to kick on.
We've been attempting to slingshot our way to the top for the last decade, and it hasn't worked.
I thought it was interesting when you said that Jurgen Klopp didn't win Premier League for 5 years. But where was the lowest that they finished? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not like they were bottom of the table fighting relegation.
Yeah.
Do you know? That's a bad
They started
sign.
finishing top four, I think, 2 years in. Or a year in even.
But like there was
it was a
did
year
they
in.
lose to Wigan, I think, or somebody like that? And remember, Klopp lined them all up in a line in front of the Klopp, and they're all bowing and doing this.
West Brom.
At
home.
And you're going, what the fuck is this lad doing?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Thinking it was a great performance or whatever the case, even though you lost.
They got
But there were obviously the players behind the scenes were buying into
were
what
buying
he was
into,
doing.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if that's the case with United, look, I'm not saying that it's going to happen with Amram, but if the players are on board, and look, we still need a new midfield as well, you know, and we probably need a couple of new signings to the back line as well, a right wing back. So it's nowhere near the finished article, that squad. So look, I think the majority of people had United finishing roughly between 6th and 8th next season. And we're actually showing that type of form at the moment. Win one, lose one, win one, lose one, win one, draw, or whatever. So
it's stop-start. Every time it's stop-start. And it is inexcusable as well, you know, for Amorim. He's got a week. He's got a week to prepare for these games. You know, and maybe we will hit a groove. Maybe there will be a purple patch. Maybe it could be very much like the season, Ollie's second season. Things were looking pretty bad for Ollie, by the way, around October of that year. I think we went to Newcastle and we lost 2-0.
that's right.
And the Pochettino fucking pictures were going up all over Twitter. You know, everyone was fantasizing Pochettino taking over from Solskjaer. You know, so you never know. We might hit that. You know, we might hit a bit of form.
I mean, you forget that, don't you? Well, I do anyway. Like, we've no cup, we've no Champions League, there's no European football at all. All you have to do is win matches in the Premier League.
The pressure is minuscule.
Sunderland. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
What the fuck are you doing? Like,
Yeah.
oh man, he has to go. I'd sell him tomorrow, man. Just move on. Like, come on.
Who would you bring in?
I said literally anybody.
Yeah.
I like anybody. Pick someone off the stands, like a stranger off the stands. I think I'd send Al in there, and Al would set that team up. With the players that we have, anybody would. You just say, where do you want to play? Where do you want to play? I want to play out there. I want to play here. Right, go on, go for the knock ourselves out. See how he's get on.
Yeah.
You could put Al in and just do the voiceovers. So if Jose is not working, you could do Pep or something like that.
Oh, no,
just to change the mindset.
I'd give Luke Shaw PTSD if I did Jose.
He's back again.
Honestly.
Have you ever done Amorim?
Of course, I do Amorim, yeah. Of course,
yeah.
when you talk like Amorim, you have to, you know, be straight to the point. Of course, when you're talking to the media, it's very important to come across really good, you know. But that's very, very close to Ronaldo, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you ever get a manager or get an accent and then they just fuck off to Syria? And
Oh, fuckers.
You've been
Ten
working so
Hag.
hard on it.
You work so hard and they're fucking gone in an instant. The best period of time in terms of me career with football was when Van Gaal was manager,
Oh,
because
yeah.
I had learned the Van Gaal, because I was
you
with
get
feckin'
that,
Joe and all that, and I was doing all the Van Gaal voiceovers, and it was just we were playing shit, but I was kind of in a way selfishly happy because I could react as Louis Van Gaal after every game, and for me he was a character. You know, if you remember what he said about Fellaini, when they grabbed Fellaini's hair, I'm not sure who the player was. He said, mention the sadomasochism.
Mike Smalling.
Mike Smalling. Oh my God. We did a video with Joe.ie years ago. There's a fella who worked there. He used to do all of the, like this before AI came along. It was a video of Van Gaal, and he'd superimpose Van Gaal's face over certain things and movie scenes, but we did Gloria Gaynor, isn't it? That the name of the song?
The singer,
I Will Survive.
Yeah.
And this was when Van Gaal was on the cusp of getting the sack. This was his second season. But I'd sang as Van Gaal.
Ah, brilliant.
I provided the vocals for Van
brilliant.
Gaal singing that song. It was fucking brilliant.
And you can do it. What's the darts player? Like, he's basically the same.
Van Gerwen, he is
yeah.
basically the same. Well, he's a bit balling, and you know, so
Just the jowls on him.
And the Jones is on there, yeah. It's very, El Van Gerwen. But,
You know, the Liverpool.
yeah, predictions. Joe.
I think it's going to be a damn squib, which is good for United. I think it's going to be 0-0. They're both going to struggle, and it'll be good to just get a draw out of them to push forward to face, I think, Brighton or someone the following week.
Yeah.
This is a tough run of games coming up. Next 4 games.
Yeah, that's a fair
Yes,
point.
Spurs and
Spurs are coming up soon, yeah. I think Everton are in there as well, and Everton are doing decent.
Everton
at
are
the
doing
moment.
well. The new stadium's giving them a lease of life.
Jack Grealish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's expressing himself again.
He is.
He has the freedom.
The Pep shackles are off.
Yeah, he's not in the system, in the Pep system.
I maintain that Pep Guardiola has destroyed football.
why?
Because look at the shit we're watching. The robotic, mundane. If you pass it here, you have to be there. You have to stand here. You have to be there. This is the system. And there's teams.
Do you think it's dying out though?
In a little bit.
It's not as effective as it was.
A little bit. But you're having teams in the bottom division in Dublin, amateurs that are trying to play out from the back, that don't have the players to do it. And it's all because of Pep Guardiola.
Yeah.
You know.
But I do think you need the players. Like you have to, like Barcelona or like Real Madrid or like Man City. You have to have the players that can do that. Big, strong, athletic, like centre backs that can
move.
Yeah.
But what's wrong with going long? If it was it?
Oh, that's a real Ireland mentality,
it's
isn't it?
against Chelsea when their keeper got sent off.
Yeah.
Our keeper goes long, flick on by Sesko, and Bumo's in. They're down to 10 men.
Lamens was doing that a fair bit.
He was,
With Sesko. He was fine in Sesko.
Yeah, I like him. Lamens.
We like him too. After one game, we like him.
I missed that game, by the way. I missed the Sunderland game. I was saying I was in a pub and I was just buffering the whole time. I was like, fucking hell.
I know.
So I'm excited to see Lemons in,
as I said, it was a breath of fresh air watching him.
Somebody that can just come out and catch a ball.
Yeah.
You know.
He was doing all the basics. And
all the basics.
The crowd were cheering as if it was a goal.
And the fan base was in raptures. We've got a keeper who can be a keeper. Thank God.
It was great.
He must have been like, this is an easy crowd.
Oh,
like this is good.
But would you agree with what Amram done then in leaving him out until a game like that? So there can be this positivity around him. Like you stick him in against Liverpool at Anfield for his first game, it might go a little bit different. You know what I mean?
Probably fucking buy in there. In.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's another thing that bothers me about him. What's the story with these fucking late changes with centre backs in like the 85th minute?
He's done it. I think someone said
he did it at Sporting.
Yeah, he's done it 42 out of his last 47 games. He's changed. He's changed the centre back.
Jesus, that's a mad statistic.
I think one of his reasonings behind it was that they're involved in the build-up play, and that's why he does it. I can't understand it, to be honest with you.
I can't either.
Like if you think of down through the years of any team that has been successful, you've had a centre back pairing that just never changes. Ferdinand Vidic, Terry Carvalho, Campbell Adams, or whoever, or Campbell Keown, these types of lads. You just don't change your centre.
Dare I say, Gabriel and Saliba.
There you go. But
I do think they're a fantastic centre back pairing.
I think they're the best in the world at the moment.
Yeah,
I don't see anyone in world football that's better.
I think they're the best the Premier League has seen since Vidic and Ferdinand.
Yeah,
I can't because
who did City have? Company, and they changed. I suppose
they kept changing. They kept changing them. They never had like a solid pairing.
Yeah,
and the same with Liverpool. Like I don't like Van Dijk was like the key component at the back, but you never thought of Van Dijk's partner. Maybe maybe Matip, but he was injury prone.
Yeah.
Konate
his head is all over the shop.
All over the shop. I think he wants to move away from Liverpool.
Yeah, he'll be gone to Madrid.
But I said it at the end of the transfer window when they agreed terms with Mark Gahey. I thought, oh my God, that's it. It's done. They're getting. I was thinking fucking quadruple. Since they get him. So that's the thing. I think he's like a missing piece of that puzzle for Liverpool. If they sign someone like him, they could, could come really good. But
Mark Gahey.
But I also maintain the fact, and they won't admit it because they're so fucking emotional about it. They are massively missing Trent Alexander-Arnold, massively so.
Yeah.
Because they're always going to say, "Oh, we're missing Luis Diaz, this and that." Trent is like such a key player for them in terms of the build-up.
Build-up play, yeah, absolutely.
But it's more than build-up. It's beyond build-up play with Trent.
Well, you look at Salah even. I mean, Salah's done nothing this season.
Yeah,
absolutely not. Now he could spring into life You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't be if
Against us, 3 goals against us. Jesus Christ. I'm only joking. I was like, yeah.
Wish you didn't
No,
exist.
he's actually because he's.
Yeah.
I can't wait until he fucking leaves.
Yeah.
He's tortured us for years.
But he's on. He only signed a new deal last year, didn't he?
I think it was a year extension, wasn't
was
it?
it?
I'm telling you, the one game of the season he'll fucking show up is against United.
Yeah.
He loves playing against us.
We're a soft touch. That's the thing. Like, everyone thinks of us as a soft touch, and Liverpool, even though they're not on a good run themselves, like, will say, all right, at least we can get 3 points off these and kick on from here.
Yeah.
That's all. Teams see us as a kick pad,
Yeah.
and I think that's how Liverpool see us, and they'll.
Well, I think. I don't know what's going on at Liverpool with those 3 games. It could be a blip, or it could be a proper internal issue. Maybe, there's a lot of talk about the manager. He's kind of clueless.
But you know what annoys me though is where's the criticism? Where's the criticism from the mainstream media?
It's only 3 games.
It doesn't matter. I mean, this.
Well, when you're champions and you win 3 games in the bounce,
Like, you
criticism has to come with it.
And the money they've spent. You know, they spend £120 million on Florian Squirts there, and he hasn't done a thing. If that was Paul Pogba for United, or I wasn't Paul Pogba's biggest fan, but anybody, it would be all over the place.
Yeah.
So it would. You know what I mean? You'd have TalkSport running with it every day of the week, and
I think there is a lot. I think they are speaking about Wirtz a lot.
are they?
Yeah, like it's kind of funny. Like the narrative I'm seeing is every single week after a Wirtz performance. Oh well, if he was a United player. Oh well, if he was a United player. Everyone's talking about how bad Wirtz has been.
Yeah.
I think there still is a player there.
Oh, there is.
I think I've seen glimpses. Anytime I've watched him, I've seen glimpses and thought, once it clicks with him, there's a ton of potential there with him. He is a really good player.
And Isak still hasn't hit the ground running there either. Like,
But Ekitike,
I'd say he's gone, why did I come here?
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, he is.
He's after scoring a bucket load of goals, and then they get Isak, and he
But I
hasn't kicked
wonder
the ball
what he'll
since.
be like if they play him off the left.
Yeah, maybe so. Although Gakpo
Will he be effective?
I don't think he will be as effective.
No.
And I think Gakpo's been playing really well off that left-hand side. He's someone, again, I don't like any Liverpool player, but I've been impressed with him.
I like Gakpo.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's after filling out. He's big and strong. He's scoring goals. Yeah, 2-footer, 5 minutes in on Sunday.
Frimpong hasn't really hit the ground running either.
Studs up.
Yeah.
Frimpong and Kirkes on the left-hand side
Oh,
has done nothing.
He's
Absolutely nothing.
He's been abysmal.
He looks like a rabbit in the headlights.
Yeah.
So he does. For
Yeah, he
someone
does.
who played so well. But then again, we go back and mention what we've been saying there with Highland at Napoli. It's a different kettle of fish when you go to a big team. You know, and you see someone like Kirkes who's balling it out at Bournemouth, and all of a sudden you go to Liverpool and it's a different story.
It's comfort.
You've got to perform every week.
But there's a level of comfort there and assurance when you're at a club like Bournemouth.
Yeah.
Which Semenyo is definitely there's a big move on the horizon for him, but you wonder, will he kick on when he gets that big move?
What's the comfort of being with Bournemouth?
The comfort and assurance in playing in the system and being so familiar with it, and the manager as well. I think Kirkes, he had that. He's still a young player. Do you know what I mean? He performed well. He was consistent at Bournemouth, and then it's just sometimes it's too big of a step. When you go to a team like Liverpool, too soon. It could be too soon, and that the same could apply for Wirtz as well.
I mean, we've seen it down through the years with United. A lot of players coming and it not working out. Varane was probably the most famous one.
Oh,
it just didn't fit in, didn't work. You know what I mean?
How many do you want to talk about post Fergie?
Yeah, well, exactly.
Christ.
Yeah. But what I mean is somebody coming in like a Kirkes into a championship
Varane's
winning
a good
team.
example. Yeah,
you know what I mean. And I think the only reason Varane was bought was because of the 3 in midfield when we went to Europe. Before it was being done in England. You'd go to Europe and Scholes and Keane would be outnumbered all of the time against AC Milan.
He'd always play a 4-3-3 in Europe.
Always, but it just didn't work, But there's been countless players who've, like Diego Forlan, another one.
Yeah.
Too soon, maybe. Came to United,
Yeah.
went on and had a brilliant career. Was an unbelievable striker.
Yeah.
but-
Wasn't he player of the tournament in the World Cup
That's
in
right.
2010?
Yeah, and top goal scorer.
Yeah.
I used to look. He used to, every time he scored a goal for United, he'd just take his top off. He was running after the ball for about 5 minutes because he hadn't got time to put it back
Yeah.
on Monday before it was kicked off. He still hadn't gotten back on, just chasing lads around Old Trafford.
Do you know
with
what
no
I love
shirt on.
about Atletico Madrid? Is that they have never veered away from that 4-4-2 formation. The classic 4-4-2. They still play it to this day. Back then, we're going back 15 years ago, Diego Forlan. Who was his strike partner up front?
Torres,
Aguero.
Guerrero. Yeah.
Aguero.
They've produced some strikers.
Oh my
down
God.
through the years.
My favourite that Dave is Falcao.
Falcao.
I know he was terrible at United,
Yeah.
but he was such an aesthetically pleasing striker to watch.
Yeah.
He was like, honestly, watching him, he could do everything.
Yeah.
He was so
Remember we
good.
signed him,
Di Maria.
That was the fucking. I was
And we
so
were like,
excited.
right, here we go.
It was
Here we
after
go.
that. That's when I started giving up hope for. I'm like, well then what?
We finished
how
in the
we
top
ever gonna
4 that
fucking-
year, and we thought, we're slowly building towards, getting back again. And then the following season, Van Gaal's second season, Di Maria left. We brought in Schweinsteiger, who I adore,
Yeah.
and I love the way
Yeah.
he loves United more than he loves fucking Bayern
Yeah,
Munich. Which
yeah.
is just,
And
I'm like, what is-
considering how he was treated,
But he was too old, wasn't he? He came. He was like,
Ah,
what,
it was
Yeah.
too, yeah.
He's
62 or
injured.
something.
He did. I think he did.
He had grey hair when he was
did.
17.
I think he
yeah.
wanted to move like 5
Yeah.
years prior to that.
Yeah.
He was looking to move to United.
Remember being disappointed finishing second?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Solskjaer finished third and second in his 2 full seasons, and everyone was giving out stink about him.
I kind of felt like we fell to the top though. I don't know.
Maybe so.
Was
maybe
it like
so.
third and fourth, like dropped points or something? It's like we got there by proxy.
What?
It didn't feel like.
Yeah,
with
like
Solskjaer.
City, like
With
City,
Solskjaer,
won,
yeah.
City won a couple of league titles there, and Solskjaer done the double over him in the league. I think he bet we beat him in the cup as well. Maybe Solskjaer bet him
Ja-
three. paid
Jack,
3
I'm
times
of
in
the
one season.
opinion that he's easily the best manager post Fergie.
Yeah,
Easily. And there's some sort of weird, it's not a narrative, it's an agenda against Solskjaer, especially on Twitter. The fact that he, that he's not a fancy coach that came from, Spain or Portugal or whatever, or
Yeah.
or Germany. He won a few league titles with Molde. He was an ex-player, and people probably thought, there's a bit of favoritism there because he played for United, and people viewed him as this whole PE teacher bullshit.
yeah, I agree.
We played the best football under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Like, it was fluid, counter-attacking. It was classic United that we thought couldn't work post Fergie, but it did. It was close. It was so close. And then, we were buckled under serious pressure to fucking sign Ronaldo because he was on his way to City. And sentiment took over completely. And I'm telling you, it's not Ronaldo's fault. But the system, Solskjaer's system, completely collapsed when Ronaldo came in. And that's the Ronaldo effect. He'll get you 25 goals a season, but you're going to finish fucking 7th or 8th.
But the whole dynamic of the dressing room changing then as well when Ronaldo... Like, can you imagine Ronaldo coming in and Harry Maguire is Ronaldo's captain? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, and Cavani gets the number 7 taken off him. So
Yeah.
he just down tools after that.
Yeah,
He said,
yeah.
well, fuck you
Fuck
then.
this,
You know
yeah.
what I mean? So that's the whole issue with that, I think. Like, I think you could realistically have...
But some people can't see past that.
Yeah, of course.
They can't see past that. Ronaldo, through no fault of his own, by the way,
Yeah.
is an issue in a team because he slows everything down where he becomes the focal point of the team, but he won't drop deep. He won't no. But Jesus Christ, you could cross the ball with your shin and he'd somehow find a way to get his head to it or to get his foot to it, and he'd score a goal. That's how good he is as a goal scorer, as a poacher,
And he sells jerseys.
And he sells jerseys.
Exactly.
Yeah, it was purely a commercial sign.
100%. Yeah.
He done my head in when he left though. I lost
same.
massive respect for him. Like, lads we get into arguments on lives and stuff like that. Is Ronaldo a Manchester United legend? And I will always say no.
What the fuck?
I'd have to disagree with you there.
Well,
do you not think?
You say no?
No.
Do you think he completely
No, well, I'll tell you, he had two...
tainted all of that?
Well, he had 2 amazing seasons at Man United, right? He won the Ballon d'Or there, granted he won the Ballon d'Or. He was one of the best players we've ever had. I can't put him in... after the way he left and the circus that was... when Ronaldo was here, it was... story number 1 was Ronaldo and story number 2 was football. And that's never the right order to have it in.
Would you consider him a legend if he never came back?
No. I can't put him in the same bracket as Bobby Charlton or Dennis Law.
Well, I do think he's a legend, but I think Rooney's 10 times more of a legend than he is.
Yeah, I think that maybe it's the fact that I think the word is banded around a little bit too much as well. You know, you have 10 appearances now for a club, you're a club legend, or you know, that kind of a way. Or maybe I'm just a little bit harsh.
But 2 seasons like that, you win the PFA Player of the Year 2 years in a row. You win the Ballon d'Or league title. Then the following year, the double, and then his final season, where I think he scored like 27 in all competitions. You bow out. You leave the club after you've won the league.
Now he's a Real Madrid club legend.
Yeah, he's more of a Real Madrid legend.
You know what I mean? He's done it for a
Yeah.
decade there. You know what I mean? And if he'd have been hitting maybe the numbers that he was hitting in his final 2 seasons with United, maybe over a 5 or a 6 year period, it's a different conversation. You know, I just think when you sit down with Piers Morgan, that's it. You can't be in that bracket anymore.
It was,
you know what I mean?
It was such a selfish thing to do.
Yeah, it was. And he forced his way out. He refused to come off the bench. He left the stadium twice before the game ended when his teammates weren't even off the pitch. You're not a legend if you do that in my eyes.
No.
You know?
You can be a dickhead and still be a legend, though.
You can. That's true. It depends, you know, what club you're at, though. Like, Duncan Ferguson was probably the biggest dickhead, and he's probably a Everton legend because he was maybe one of the best strikers they've had. I just think at a club like United, the standard is too high.
Is Bruno Fernandes a United legend?
No. I like Bruno Fernandes, and I seen the last episode, one of your episodes, where you were saying you're not a big fan of him, and I can understand why, but I think he's been one of the best players United. I think he gets into nearly any Manchester United side, not just post Ferguson. You know, if you're talking about, you know, a team in the mid 2000s and you're playing a 3 in midfield or a 2 in midfield, I think he gets in. You know what I mean? I think he's been very selfless staying at United.
Yeah.
Given how shocking we've been over the last 5 years. And his return has been unbelievable. You know, so look, I agree with some of the things you were saying about throwing his hands up in the air and he can be petulant and stuff like that. Roy Keane was all of them things as well. But he just done it in a different way and we were winning at the time.
He just done it in a way where, you know, him flapping about, throwing his arms up the air, pointing fingers at players, it was effective.
Yeah, and it got his teammates with him.
Yeah.
And I think maybe Bruno Fernandes' way of doing it doesn't really...
Keane gets angry. Bruno Fernandes gets cranky.
Yeah.
That's a good way
and the anger is more so from Keane's side. Like, Bruno's anger is frustration. Keane's anger is anger.
Emotion, like,
yeah, but it's also motivation as well.
Yeah.
Players say, oh, fuck, I've pissed him off. Jesus, I need to pull my socks up. I need to get going there.
I seen a clip last week where David Beckham gets a knee-high tackle on him and stays down, and Keane just goes over to your man and just picks him up with the scruff of the neck. Fuck are you doing? You know?
Yeah.
And that was it. That's all he needed to do, you know?
I love seeing it when a footballer goes not head to head with another footballer, but goes up to them and the other fella will like try to throw himself on the ground, but they'll be holding on to them and they won't let them fall down. And I love that. And then they have to fight back, like they kind of have to push back.
So didn't Kyle Walker do it with Highland last season when they went head to head, and all of a sudden Walker just his legs collapse and went down onto the ground, and then everybody, you could just, I don't think players sometimes realise now that there's cameras everywhere in this stadium. You're going to get caught
everywhere. You're going to get caught doing it.
Replay is literally part of the game.
Wasn't it Martial that got sent off against Spurs, the game we lost 6-1? But he just went like that to the player. He went like that.
Yeah.
Like that.
It was a corner, wasn't it, or something? Yeah.
He went to grab him and chop, but it was like the most tame thing.
His hand was half there, and he realised.
And then he realised he pulled back, and then he got sent off.
So if Bruno Fernandes is not a legend, who's the most recent legend for Manchester United?
Wayne Rooney.
He's the most recent.
Yeah.
There's been no one since Wayne Rooney that goes into the Hall of Fame of your mind.
Well, if you like, Rooney was there, obviously, Ferguson, and then post Ferguson, and I think Rooney was very selfless in a lot of things. Again, he was a lad who watched Ronaldo walk out the door, and Tevez in the same summer.
He did want to move away though.
He marched into Ferguson's office and said, "What's going on? What's the future here?" And Ferguson told him to fuck out the office and don't ever ask me any of that again. Transfer request went in. All of a sudden, he had a new deal. But like he's the record goal scorer for the club. He was. I think he was probably trying to be the lad that maybe softened the blow of the post-Ferguson era. And right, we can still build a team around maybe an age, and Rooney dropped a little bit deeper and stuff like that. Yeah. But his consistency levels remained. He was never going to play till he was 37 or 38. You know what I mean?
No.
When you see pictures of him, smoking fags on his holidays and all that.
You know what I loved about Rooney? He'd frustrate you the first 2 months of the season. You'd know. You'd know he's. Forget about him until fucking October.
That's it, yeah.
Right? And then October will come around. I think, like, without fail, every fucking year he'd get the player of the month for October for the Premier League.
The Christmas bonus, man. Coming up to Christmas, man. Got to make that money.
He'd hit the ground running and he'd be fucking...
He was just shaking off all the kebabs he had over the summer.
Yeah. I think it was I think the season where he got the hair transplant, like myself, right? I think he started off really well. He scored the hat-trick against Arsenal in the 8-2 win. He was scoring every week. Yeah. That was the only time where Wayne Rooney like kicked on from the very start of the season. But just always expect him to start playing well in October.
I don't think, like, could you put Van Persie into the legends category? I mean, probably not, considering he only played really for 2 years. But he won us that 20 at least.
I think you're very precious with who you pick as legends.
Very precious.
Yeah, no, I think I have a point, because it's easy to throw around that word about players.
Bobby Charlton was pulled out of an airplane.
Would you put Van Nistelrooy in that category?
He's on the limit. He's on the limit.
I mean, 44 goals in all competitions.
I would probably put Solskjaer above Van Nistelrooy.
Oh, well, yeah.
You know what I mean? And not just because of the winning goal, but because of the longevity. And maybe it's... I don't think it's...
Van Nistelrooy was a better player.
Van Nistelrooy was,
obviously.
But well, Ferguson famously said that Solskjaer was the greatest finisher he's ever had. And
you couldn't
believe why he didn't play him more, but he was effective off of the bench. You know? But again, they're my kind of standards for legend status. You've got the Trinity, Best, Law, Charlton, and then you've got the Neville, Scholeses, Keanes. That's
like a whole team. That's like you're literally picking a specific time.
There's less than
Brian Robson.
Brian Robson is definitely one.
Anyone from the 80s. From the 80s, because that was the 70s and 80s, they're lull periods for us.
Yeah.
Would you pick Brian Robson as the only one there, or would you look at the likes of...
Like, probably Brian Robson is the only one, because he came before the success, and didn't he come back to Manchester United after he had left, I think?
I think so. He won it. Well, he got his league, his medal, his winner's medal, which was what, like, he deserved it more than any other player.
There's a lot. I don't think anybody maybe post 88, 89 maybe would you could realistically put up in that bracket in legends category.
Do you think? And I've said this on Twitter, and I've had pelters thrown at me, and I'm not saying that he's a better player, but do you think Bruno Fernandes' career mirrors Brian Robson's career at United, where he didn't win many league titles until the very end of his career, and but his output, his numbers, his performances were very similar in terms of the consistency?
There's an argument for that, but
are you saying that Bruno Fernandes might win a league? Oh, okay.
No, I think that's I think we're I think that reality definitely is out of the picture now.
I think he deserves to win one. Whether you like him or not.
I'd let him go to Liverpool for a season.
You can't fault his numbers. I know, I get it.
Yeah.
I understand where your frustration stems from. It's that he was made captain and he is not captain material, and that is such a valid point. He's not captain material, and now they're almost afraid to take that armband away from him.
Yeah.
You know, and I think they're afraid to do it because they'll sense that, you know, the media will see that as instability at the club.
Yeah.
You know,
And I think it would cause instability at the club. I don't think it's as important anymore, because the Roy Keane characters and the John Terrys and they don't exist in the game anymore. Really?
No.
You know what I mean? Like, name who's Brentford's captain?
but a captain can still be.
I don't know either. You know what I mean? They don't exist in the game anymore. You know, like, who's City's captain? I don't even know who City's captain is.
Is it Rodri?
Could be.
I'd have guessed that, yeah.
Yeah, I
Could
think
be.
it's Rodri now.
Maybe. But there you
Rodri,
go.
Diaz, Stones.
Maybe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you look at Liverpool, obviously it's Van Dijk.
Yeah, but you see, that's
You know.
standout.
Oh
though.
yeah, that's standard. But my point being is, there's not too many of them. Like, you could look at United, and I think De Ligt would be a great captain.
I think so too.
You know, I think Martinez would be a great captain.
Yeah.
Who's Arsenal's captain?
I was trying to think.
Odegaard.
It's Odegaard.
Odegaard. Now there it is just a deflating sentence.
That
Man,
should,
I would just.
That's
nobody's
mental.
captain.
Yeah.
I'd just say
that
no
I
one's
find that
captain today.
great. Odegaard.
Yeah.
It should be. It should be Gabriel.
It should be, but I presume Odegaard
He's
was
more
obviously
of a
there.
leader than Odegaard.
Yeah, well that's it. But that's my point, is that I presume Odegaard was there first, and that's probably why he got it. And to change it just because somebody else is probably more suited to the role, I think it just causes instability within the dynamic. And we talked about the dressing room dynamic, and you know, all of a sudden you're the lad leading us out, but now you're not, and you know, and it's happened to us with Harry Maguire. And, you know,
it's that there's so much of a spotlight on clubs in general from the media that if they do change captain, it's, you know, speculation mounts that there's instability there. I think Bruno, I do hear though that he is a very good, like, outside of, you know, playing a 90-minute game of football, he is a good captain. He's a good leader in Carrington. He's very good with some of the young players that are coming in.
The staff
he speaks to the staff, and he actually makes sure all of the new players coming in are settled in. And
even things like paying for staff members to go to the FA Cup final and stuff. When the club pulled the money on it, Bruno stepped in and he said, "I'll pay for 50 or 60 of them to go," or whatever, you know. So
Did he do that?
yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
He's gone up now in my estimation. We'll keep him for another season.
here, I think this has been the longest fucking question ever that we've been waiting on. What's your prediction for Liverpool and United on the weekend?
I don't know. It's probably again, it all depends on the United that show up. I'd being the, you know, forever optimist that I am, I have a sneaky suspicion we can go there and win. I don't ask me why. Don't ask me who will score, but I think we can get a result. I'm going to predict 2-1 to United.
Shut up. 2-1.
Yours was 0-0, which is a good result. Positive.
Yeah, I'll take that, yeah.
I don't want to be negative. I think we'll go there. I think we'll be well set up defensively. I think that one of the key aspects in why we performed so well in January was that we were playing Lisandro Martinez on that left side at centre back. I thought he was very effective, and he had just kind of grown into that role, and things were looking decent for Amorim then. You know, the draw at Liverpool, the win against City.
I think Martinez could turn that team around. He's going to be
He
fit in
could,
like 2 weeks
when he
now.
comes
is
back
it?
in.
Two
I
weeks,
think
3
he's starting full training from next week once the international break is over.
exciting.
But I'm really not sure with what we have at the back. I know De Ligt has had a good performance or two.
He's been phenomenal.
He has been phenomenal. He has been phenomenal. But you have to look at Martinez. He's playing a completely different role to De Ligt. De Ligt is cleaning up the sloppy shit. He's the centre
of the tree. Yeah.
He's essentially playing the role of, you know, it's like a Vidic role where he's just cleaning everything up.
Yeah.
De Ligt on the ball, you can't really depend on him. But when you have someone like Martinez there, who's heavily, as you mentioned, we go back to that substitutions, the 85th minute substitutions, the centre backs. Martinez is integral, as a centre-back in terms of the build-up play. So that's why we performed so well against Liverpool that season.
He steps out into midfield brilliantly. With
but
the
we
ball.
don't have that this time round. I think Šeško will put in a good performance. I think it's ample opportunity for him to really show what he's all about in a big game.
Yeah.
The goalkeeper is a plus for us. I think it'll be 1-1. I think it'll be a 1-1.
You going for a draw as well?
Yeah, I'm going to go for a draw. I think we'll score. I think we'll definitely score, but it'll be a 1-1, and we'll defensively we'll shut up shop.
Team selection has to be right, though.
It has to be right.
Like, we probably let Amram off the hook when we were talking about him a few minutes ago. Like, moving the likes of Delict out to the right side of the centre and playing Harry Maguire, the slowest defender you have against Brentford in that middle, and Mason Mount is playing at left wing back at one
You got to
stage.
play Euro.
Yeah, Euro has to play.
Euro has to play.
Yeah.
Is Masraoui back? Please tell me he's back.
Initially, they said he will be out until the international break. And
Please,
I haven't
good
heard
Lord,
since.
tell me he's back. I can't fucking watch Dallo.
Yeah.
Although he was very good against Liverpool in that game.
Yeah.
Did you see? It was one of Dallo's like really
Good
rare
showings.
performances. Yeah, one in fucking 30. And he was dribbling past Trent. It was he was brilliant. Like, I was like, what the fuck is this? What's
He was
happening
Players
here?
Player of the Year 2 seasons ago.
Oh yeah, for high-fiving.
Yeah, for
high-fiving and pumping his chest.
Yeah.
After, clearing it out for a corner.
Yeah.
There you go.
Sesko could be marked out again.
He could be. Look, he's going up against arguably the best centre-back in the last 20 years.
Ooh,
Van Dijk.
Jack doesn't like that.
I could name 10.
You can't name 10.
In the Premier League era, I can. I don't think he's in the top 10. Right, let's go through United first. Vidic, Ferdinand, Bruce, Pallister.
The last 10 years, though.
Van Dijk. But,
I'm talking Premier League. Sorry, Premier League
but
era.
this is a player who
Well, you got Sol
Should've
Campbell
won
is
the
better than him.
ball.
John Terry was better than him.
Really?
Yeah.
No.
Lads, don't be recency biasing.
I can. No,
Sol Campbell was one of the best centre backs to ever play in the Premier League. He was amazing.
Yeah, he was incredible.
As much as I didn't like Tony Adams. You're talking like you could easily name 7 or 8 centre backs. I think that are better than him. I genuinely do. I think he marks the space rather than being a defender. He loves this back, and obviously the pictures of him showing his arse to Caicedo, and he took that shot the other night instead of actually being a defender and going and closing him down.
I do think he's arguably one of the best defenders in the last 20 years.
I think he's massively overrated.
Now, I hate this bullshit that Liverpool fans come up with where, if you made a centre-back in the lab, it'd be Virgil van Dijk. Fuck off with that bullshit. That's just them being ridiculous.
Yeah.
But
I would have thought it's common enough that he's considered one of the greatest centre-backs.
not of all, I think like he's nowhere near the levels of, I say arguably in the last 20 years, maybe 10 years, like Nesta is levels above him.
Yap Stam.
Yeah, you could argue. Stam was phenomenal. Nesta, Ramos, I just think he was a monster, Jack. That year where they won the Champions League. I know. Listen, I get it. I get it. I get it. Sometimes
When you put it like that.
Look, I try and take my Man United hat off. Look, he's a fantastic defender. I just don't think he's in the bracket that everyone seems to be putting.
I don't
in.
think Trent's one of the best right backs of all time. But you notice the way I talk about Trent being integral in build-up play, going forward, he's good at that. But he can't fucking defend. I always said he was a right midfielder.
Yeah.
Trent, the right midfielder.
Yeah.
He's not a right back, and you can see he's struggling at Madrid.
Yeah, he's injured now as well. I think, isn't he?
He's injured,
out for a couple of months. Yeah, but look, Liverpool have won 2 leagues with Van Dijk. And look, inevitably they did drop off when he had that injury. But I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's just
with the Pickford thing.
The Pickford thing.
Oh
yeah.
God, they were up in arms about that, weren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, look, he certainly is a fantastic defender. I just don't think he's in the upper echelons with the likes of Ferdinand's, Terry's, Stam's, Nesta's, Ramos's. I think he's a step below.
Would you put goalkeepers in your legendary status? Put De Gea in there?
I'm
Van der Sar?
I think Van der Sar is the best goalkeeper we've ever had. But the thing about legendary status, would you probably put Peter Schmeichel ahead of him as maybe more of a legend?
People don't bat
mean.
don't bat an eyelid to, in people making the claim that Van der Sar is better than Schmeichel. And I actually do agree with that point. Now maybe it's because I watched more of Van der Sar than Schmeichel, but he was technically he was a better goalkeeper than Schmeichel.
How underappreciated was David De Gea when he was with us? Now I know he won the 3 league or the 3 player of the years at the time in a row.
Suited him though. It suited him though when we were being pegged back.
Yeah, but you're talking about. Remember we mentioned Pep Guardiola style of football might be disappearing a little bit. That's it up for David De Gea, where you don't need a ball playing goalkeeper anymore. You just need a lad to keep the ball out of the net, which should be a goalkeeper's job.
That performance against Arsenal. Away. How many saves did he make?
Yeah.
We beat them 3-1. They were all over us for the entire game.
That's right. He made a double save with his foot, didn't he? From Sanchez. Yeah. It was amazing.
Oh, he put in some shift. I forgot what I was going to ask a question, but I've completely forgot.
You're going to have to do something about that, man.
I'm sorry, what am I going to do?
That's some bad short-term memory stuff right there. Yeah, you got to...
It is bad. It's too bad, Joe.
Yeah, there's medicines for that. Your problem is you have a good long-term memory, though. You think of the glory.
I do. Yeah, well, I can remember certain moments in games, but I mentioned to you last week, I don't know if you know the comedian Carl Spain.
Yeah.
He can pinpoint goals, not just from United games, but from random league games in the 80s. He can pinpoint the minute the goal was scored on, who the goal scorer was, what ground it was in,
Can't remember what I had for my lunch.
Jerry shit.
You wanted to ask if he had top 3 Man United Liverpool fixtures.
Yes, that was it. Thank you, Joe.
No worries.
Thank you.
No worries.
Well,
I'll remember for you.
Will I start off?
Yeah, go on. Why not? If you can remember.
Top 3.
Is it moments or games?
Moments.
Moments, okay.
Yeah, moments.
I thought it was games. Moments I could probably
games, moments, yeah.
Moments in a game.
Yeah,
exactly.
Well, you gotta go. John O'Shea winner in Anfield, 2007.
Ooh,
that's a good show.
Yeah, I absolutely love that. What else is there?
Now, this was your question. You had time to prepare these answers.
Juan Mata, bicycle kick in Anfield.
Scored 2 that day.
He scored 2 that day. He did, yeah.
That's last time we won at Anfield.
No, we won the year after. Rooney.
We did.
Yeah.
The last time we won at Anfield was when Rooney was playing for us.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Joe, 2016.
Wow. I think I've only been to Old Trafford once, and I think it was in 2016. We were playing Swansea. We won. Rooney scored. I think it was 3-2. We were playing Swansea.
Yeah.
I've got my full season ticket now this year for the first time.
Good man.
Yeah. Stretford End.
Lovely.
Side by side. We're blessed. I've had the cup season tickets for 3 years, and it's kind of widely known that when you get a full season ticket, you never get seats side by side.
Yeah.
So we got the email, myself and a mate of mine that we go with, and straight in onto the website, clicked on the Stretford End, and upper tier right behind the goal, 2 side by side. And they're ours forever until we give them back.
Class.
So yeah.
Forever?
Forever until you decide not to renew.
Yeah.
How much is the season ticket?
£720 for the year. Yeah. So
will you go to every match?
No, absolutely not. But it's the ticketing system allows you to transfer it to other club members. So you pay £25 for the year to be a club member. So then
you have to pay that. Yeah.
I could transfer my tickets to you. Then you could scan mine going in then for every particular game. So you've got to use out of 19 home games, you've got to be at least 17 of them to renew it the following year.
You have to be at least 17 of them.
You have to be at least 17. Now, that's obviously me, or if I transferred it to you,
that's unfair. How are you supposed to do it this season? We're not playing any fucking competition.
You'll have to go to every Premier League match that they're playing at home.
Yeah. And it went up, I think it went up from 15 to 17 a couple of years ago, and there was a lot of giving out about it. So,
do you have a season ticket?
No.
You probably have a box.
Don't want to stop. Sorry.
I've got one for you.
Ahmad.
Yeah, I was there.
Oh my God, you were there.
I was there. Yeah, that was the first or second season we had the cup season tickets, so we used to get all the cup games.
That's the most I've ever screamed in celebration at a United winner in the FA Cup. Ahmad, that was fucking phenomenal.
I started crying.
Did you cry?
No, I had about 8 or 9 pints of Guinness in me, and it was a roller coaster of a game. But yeah, that's up there for me. The 99 FA Cup game against Liverpool when Solskjaer scored the late winner, that has to be there.
Scholes scored in that game as well, didn't he?
I think he did score in that game, actually, yeah.
He scored the equaliser.
Yeah.
Then Solskjaer got the winner.
That's right. Yeah.
That was a great
Martial's debut.
Oh, fuck
Martial's
me,
debut.
yeah. Oh, what could have been?
What could
have been?
He had a Ballon d'Or clause in his deal to United.
He had the ability.
Clause. He did.
Did he actually have a Ballon d'Or?
Ballon d'Or,
clause?
so we would have owed an extra 5 million or something if he won the Ballon d'Or while he was at United.
He, in my opinion, out of all the post-Fergie signings, him and Pogba, in terms of ability, had the most, in terms of potential ability.
I was so excited about Pogba.
Oh, same.
I was so excited about Pogba. I thought this is going to be amazing. And it just wasn't.
Yeah. The Falcao one was the one for me.
The Falcao one?
The Falcao signing.
Oh, the signing.
I thought we were getting Falcao here. Here we go.
I go back to that. I remember, I was so I've never been more excited for a signing in my life when we signed Falcao. Just going back to when he was at Atletico.
Yeah.
Like, he was tearing Real Madrid apart. He was tearing Barcelona apart in La Liga. Like, he was, at one point, he was the best striker in the world.
Yeah.
But remember him against Chelsea? I think it was in the Super Cup.
Yeah. It was unbelievable.
I'm actually going to watch highlights of prime Falcao at Atletico Madrid. And he was phenomenal. The hairband.
He just looked the part.
Yeah. He actually he was the closest thing to Brazilian Ronaldo in how he played. Just how he used his physical strength. He wasn't that tall.
No, but the types of... He scored all types of goals.
Every type of goal. With
headers,
both feet.
left foot, right foot. Yeah,
He'd
outside the
score
box.
from like 35 yards out.
Yeah.
Free kicks. Everything.
Yeah. I think when you talk about signings as well, it's not an individual signing. But when Solskjaer finished third, I think, or maybe second in his second season, and we signed Sancho, Varane and Ronaldo in the one summer, I thought, right, here we go. Sancho turned out to be a fraud. Varane was injured, and Ronaldo just...
Have we brought up Sancho yet in this podcast?
I don't think we have. Maybe briefly.
Be ashamed of yourselves.
Maybe briefly. You know what? We talked about... Yeah, we did talk about him.
No, why
would
would we? He's a fuck... Yeah. An absolute...
Waste.
And... I mean, it seems to... Nothing's happening for Villa for him, you know. We should, you know... That was one thing. So that's the only thing I'll criticize Solskjaer about in fucking chasing Sancho.
Yeah.
In wanting to like sign Sancho, they were looking at him for 2 years.
Yeah. It stinks of an Ed Woodward signing to me. You know, Ed Woodward, that
possibly
big money. He had one good season in Spain, in Dortmund, in Germany, and he had Haaland playing in front of him. You know
there's a reason why.
Great season.
There's a reason why
really good at Dortmund, though.
There's a reason why Pep got rid of him in the City youth setup. And I'd heard stories about him at City where he was just
late, up all night playing FIFA
arrogant behaviour.
Yeah.
And Pep had found out about it and said, "No, absolutely, I don't care how much talent he has."
What was so annoying about that was that he played he played on the right hand side for Dortmund. We were looking for a right winger. He came to United and he wanted to play on the left.
Yeah.
And we had 3 of them already, you know.
In Rashford, yeah.
I just hope in a year's time I'm not saying the exact same thing about Sesko. Or any of the boys. Bleeding.
What did it for me as well was his Instagram post after he scored against Brentford.
What was it?
He said it was something like, not happy at all with this. Yes, it's my first goal, but not happy. It was real kind of to the point. Yeah. Like he was pissed off. He said, didn't want to score in these circumstances. Whereas like Hoyland, if you remember his first goal, awful result for us, but I needed that.
On a personal level, yeah.
He did, but I needed that.
Oh mentality.
My God.
It's mentality, yeah.
Mentality.
And I just, I do hope he kicks on. I really do.
I think he will.
Yeah,
I think he will.
he's an exciting young player.
Yeah.
I hope he's all right, lads.
Yeah, I like his attitude already.
But you see the eye test. The eye test for me so far has been good with him.
Yeah,
I like it. Elbows out, good first touch,
Here's the
link up
strength.
play.
Yeah.
He's got a couple of goals now. You know what I mean? Just keep it going now. If he can get,
he is a good
if he can
kind
get
of
15 this season, 10 to 15, happy days.
He has a good kind of relationship on the pitch with Mbumo as well.
Yeah.
The two of them link up really well.
Yeah.
You know.
What do you think about Cunha? Do you love him?
I do. I like him. Now he's a
Conundrum with him now between him and Mason Mount.
Yeah, it is. It is. But to me, he out of the three signings, the forward signings, he's the Man United kind of signing. Do you know the flair and historically Brazilians haven't done well at United, so we're not putting the kibosh on him. Hopefully, but I like what I see so far. And again, I think if he can just get a goal and get off the mark, he'll be flying it. You know, I really like what I see so far.
Did you hear the word that was going around before we signed him that this is, there were a couple of supporters saying that, this could potentially be a Cantona-esque signing with Cunha. I heard that as well.
Yeah.
I think that's a bit of a stretch.
Well,
saying something like that.
Amram mentioned it in his interview with, was it Owen Hargreaves a couple of weeks ago? He said about the mentality in the dressing room. He said, we need a couple more mad lads like Cunha. And he mentioned Cunha specifically, There's nothing wrong with having a couple of mad lads in your dressing room, that, want to go out and do things their own way. And again, we go back to standards. The more of that, the better for me.
But I think people have to remember that we signed Cantona from
Leeds.
the team that won the league the year prior.
Yeah. And back then, there was no transfer window. So I think he was signed in November. And United actually initially didn't look to sign him. United got a phone call from Leeds asking would they sell them Dennis Irwin, and they said no.
Yeah.
Oh, why we have you? What about Cantona? And that's how it got done. And the rest is history.
The most important signing in the history of the club.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Not our best player. He's up there. He's one of our best.
He's a legend.
He is a certified legend. Yeah. But he is the most important signing the club has ever made. More important than Rooney, Ronaldo, Ferdinand, everyone.
Fabio.
Jemba. So
Cleberson. So good. Oh, Jemba. Jesus.
So good they named him twice.
Well, look, I think have we got enough?
I think so.
I don't think we delved too much into the international break.
Bruno Fernandes played against Ireland. How did we think he played against Ireland? There was nothing really there.
He's delighted.
Nothing really there. It's a bit shit, yeah? And you talk about Mason Mount taking Cunha's. Don't worry about that. Take Bruno Fernandes out and stick Mason Mount in his place. He'd fit in there, I'd say.
In the six?
Yeah.
No, not in the six.
No. He's
a little bit forward on him.
You could.
Where Bruno's
you could
been
chance
running,
him.
Bruno's
You could
been
chance him at the
closer.
8. You could chance him a little bit further up.
Yeah, I think in a midfield 3, he'd be Mason Mount. You could do it, but I think as a 2 with a whole like the 2 6s, I think he's too far. I don't think not that he doesn't have the discipline to do it. I just don't think it's easy. Like I think he's more effective in that forward line. His energy levels.
But that's the issue. The issue presents itself there in it's either Cunha or Mount, which that annoys me.
Yeah,
because I really like Cunha is a.
Well, if you look at it, he's started Mason Mount in every game he's been fit this season.
Yeah,
so he likes him, and you look at the opposite, and then into that 6 with Bruno Fernandes, Kobbie Mainoo's not getting a sniff. You know what I mean? And I think he should be getting more game time.
Who's he gonna replace for Kobbie Mainoo though? Who are you sticking?
Well, Amram said he's in direct competition with Bruno.
Ooh, yeah, fair enough. Give him a go. Give him a go.
You should.
You hear Bruno?
No, you actually. But you know,
back.
as much as I love Bruno Fernandes, we should test that out.
Yeah,
that should be tested just to see what happens. But again, you're benching the captain, media perception, instability.
Well, if he does it and we win, everyone's happy.
Bruno's not.
Bruno's not.
Bruno's not.
You know, it is as long as it works on the pitch and it produces results. You cannot have an
Yeah.
argument against
Yes.
it.
And you can't play.
Yes.
You can't play Bruno and Cobby. It's two number sixes.
No, they're not. They're not disciplined enough.
One more question. We need a new midfielder.
Yes.
Every year we need a new fucking midfielder, but we really do need one. And are you still? He's out of form at the minute. Are you still thinking Baleba in terms of profile?
Look, he's a fantastic player. I would.
Do you think he's down in tools at Brighton?
I don't think so, to be honest with you, because I think he knows United are watching, and if they get sniffed that you're down in tools, no big club is coming for you. You know, you've got to be professional alongside ability. I think I worry that he is going to be not a one season wonder, because he's a very good player.
He's only 21.
He's only 21, but do you base £100 million off like we mentioned, Evan Ferguson was getting the same kind of treatment after one good season.
The price could drop.
I like this Crystal Palace chap.
I love him too. Adam Wharton.
Adam Wharton, yeah. But now you're going to have every team in Europe looking at him next summer. You know,
I think he's guaranteed to be at Real Madrid next season.
You think so?
Yeah. I think Madrid have been actively watching him for the last 6 months.
Oh.
Yeah, he is a player. He's so good.
Well, see, Amarim's system is so specific. You have to have the right.
Yeah.
Especially with them two number sixes, you have to be disciplined on the defensive side, backing up whatever the case may be. So,
but Wharton is just an engine.
It's a huge summer next year coming up for that midfield. You know, it's.
I actually think he does a bit more than Baleba as well.
Yeah,
Wharton.
Yeah.
What about January? It's big January.
Yeah,
yeah.
It's hard to get deals done in January, though.
Is it?
It is. It's now we got two good deals last year. Like we got Aidan Heaven and Dorgu came in January, just gone.
I don't think much of Dorgu.
Do you know? I think the raw materials are there. You know what I mean?
But I'm sick of seeing that.
Yeah.
Okay, listen, he joined in January, but I don't like what I'm seeing with regards to the end product.
Yeah, end product absolutely has to improve. Yeah. I like what
I don't know. Like, end product is a thing that it's not a case of, you know, fine tuning it, improving it. You either have it or you don't.
Yeah.
And he doesn't have it.
Yeah.
I commend his work ethic. I think he's getting into the right positions. He works his arse off. But I just don't think he has much going forward.
Yeah.
And defensively, there's not much there either.
I think ultimately, like...
Maybe I'm too harsh.
No, I don't think you are, but I think he could have been a stopgap for Amarim, because when Amarim came in the November last year, he went, we need a left wing back here for my formation as quickly as possible. So maybe it's a right Dorg will do for a year or two, and then we'll go out and get a, you know, Paddy Evra for the next 10 years or whoever that is, you know.
Yeah. It's an expensive stopgap, wasn't it? How much was he? From PSG?
No, he came from Italy.
He was 13 million, wasn't he?
No, he was more.
Was he?
No, Malacia was that. Malacia was about 12 or 13.
Yeah, sorry, Malacia was.
Dorgu was around 30, I think.
Oh, he was.
Yeah.
It's an expensive stopgap.
30 is not at the...
Is it not?
No,
I do hope I'm wrong.
Market,
and I do hope somehow magically he finds his
But again,
his
I mean,
product.
look, a 22-year-old coming in.
Yeah, he's still very young.
You know, I would be in no rush to overjudge him yet.
God, I hate when people say their ages. Then I feel bad for slagging them.
You're like,
he's fucking shite. He's only 20. I'm sorry, mate. Sorry. Don't tell your dad.
Silly children.
Except for Garnacho.
17-year-olds only a prick.
Except for Garnacho.
Yeah.
Well, Jack, thanks so much for
having me,
pal.
Any excuse to talk about United.
Listen.
Appreciate it.
We enjoy it in here, don't we, Joe?
We love it. Yeah.
We have a bit of crack, you know. Some, you know, and we like coming in here with a smile on our face after a good result. And that was a rare occurrence last week.
Yeah, we're still living on it.
We still are. Chesko, the great hope. Thanks a million for tuning in, folks. And we'll see you next week. Jank, thanks again for coming in, pal.
Thanks a mil.
Yeah, thanks as well. Thanks, Jack. Nice one.
Hey,
that was
Black. Well, it's been so long and lonely, well, let her get back.